Hey, you ever wondered what Tony Stark would be like if he grew up in the hood? Me too. Let's talk about it. I got a request to do some videos on the Milestone universe and their cast of characters, so today we're going to start off with Hardware and continuing my series of trying to educate you on black heroes I think you should know about. This request was left by my guy Brown Bruh. I'm gonna tag him and right there. So let's talk about Curtis Metcalf, aka Hardware. The last time I read Hardware was the Milestone Returns new series that came out back a few years ago, but I read it earlier this year, so I need to refresh my memory, and I will be back to talk to you about his powers and abilities, a little bit on his origin, and then we'll talk about reading recommendations. The original Hardware series was created in April 1993, and he was created by Dennis Cowan and, of course, Dwayne McDuffie. He's often compared to Iron Man or maybe Steel from DC, but truthfully, the only comparison is that they all have power suits, and that's where they stop. I know you can tell the lighting change, don't judge me, I recorded this later. Well, let's talk about his origins real quick. After he graduated college with his 6 degrees at 14, again, crazy, he gained 2 things. 1 was a job at Alva Industries, and 2 was the attention of a man named Edwin Alva Sr. Meeting Edwin Alva was the best and worst thing that happened to Curtis. I'm gonna make it quick, but basically, he paid for all of Curtis's education, leading to his 6 degrees at 14. Again, crazy, I'm gonna keep saying it. And then 2, he pretty much made him the fall guy. While working for Edwin Alva, Curtis learned that he was using his business as a front for his criminal empire, much like many other billionaires in this world. Curtis tried to use this information to turn Edwin over to the police. That didn't work out so well, and Alva ended up blaming him for the Big Bang. What is the Big Bang? I'll tell you. The Big Bang was responsible for giving the majority of the heroes and the villains in Dakota City their powers, and created groups like the Blood Syndicate, other heroes like Duo, Zombie, heroes like Static, which is one of the most iconic superheroes in the Milestone universe, and many others. You want to hear me talk about it? In response to this, in an attempt to clear his name, Curtis created the Hardware suit as protection for himself and as a secret identity to use while he tried to clear his name. I know I just said that twice. Ignore that. I'm telling the story here, not you. Mind your business. How about that? Look away. All right, so let's get to his powers and abilities. And right about now, you might be asking yourself, what are Hardware's powers? What is his suit capable of? So, I'm here to tell you now. Hardware's suit gives him the capabilities of superhuman flight, superhuman strength, superhuman durability through his suit's self-healing. He has his own AI system, and he also has the capability of time travel via the suit. He has a damn energy whip. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Energy whip. He has a force field generator. He also has an Omni Cannon watch. Something like, you remember in Civil War when Iron Man had the watch that he brought over his hand like a metal glove with Bucky, and he made his hand bulletproof, something like that, but it fires plasma. It's crazy. All right, y'all ready for some reading recommendations? Good, I only got 2. So the first one is gonna be the original Hardware series. Yes, the entire series. Yes, it is required reading, I would say so. You will get a better understanding of this character from the original creators than any other interpretation of the character, as we will see later in the not so recommended reading section of this video that I just made up. And number 2 is Hardware Season 1 from 2022. This was a great 6-issue miniseries. It's quick, straight to the point, gets you exactly where you need to be, and it tells you everything you need to know about the character. And as far as what I would not recommend you to read is Hardware versus Icon, unfortunately. That series, there's a trope that I heard from one of my favorite YouTubers, The Blurred Without Fear. His channel is right here. I don't know if you're on TikTok, Ernie, but if you are, what's up? But he often talks about how when there's nothing else for a writer to do in the story, the heroes fight because they just can't get along. And this is very much so one of those stories. It doesn't make sense why they're fighting. It doesn't make sense why, for years and years before this story, they've been not necessarily friends, but they've been on working terms. And then randomly in this one story, they go from work friends to like bitter enemies. But yeah, those are my recommendations. Again, I appreciate Brown Bruh for sticking around and commenting on that other video. I appreciate it a lot. If you want to have your character recommendation talked about in the next video, let me know. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.